Greetings, I'm Kurt Fonger for South Florida Homes and Lifestyles. We have lots in store for you today, including great community highlights, spotlights, ways to appreciate the value of your home, and more. And it all starts right now. Stay with us. In North Palm Beach at a major reconstruction and remodeling project by Aaron Chandler Construction. Aaron, last time we were here, you were tearing it up.
Yes, we had most of the place tore up, and since then we have completed all of the rough plumbing, mechanical, and electrical throughout the home. We've installed all new sliding glass doors and windows that are in pack now, and re-drywalled the place, got a fresh coat of paint on, and now we are starting to install all the cabinetry throughout the kitchen, the bathrooms, and we had a little change along the way.
And that change?
The change was to keep the terrazzo floors. We did a lot of homework, and the homeowner decided not to go with the terrazzo after all. We had to raise the floor 4 inches with concrete in the breezeway to meet the floor to the rest of the home. So after doing that, we decided instead of terrazzo, we're going to put a marble down. More cost effective, less time consuming.
Some time ago, terrazzo was the common floor around these parts, but now it's become a specialty item and expensive.
Very expensive, and there's only a handful of guys who do it from Port St. Lucie down to Miami, where before they were a dime a dozen.
Now, the breezeway is the hallmark of this home, quite literally, because you've taken out the walls and put in these impact sliding doors. It's amazing.
It is going to be amazing. We took the openings, it was just a 36-inch front door, and made them almost 16 feet long on both the front and the rear of the home to get as much natural light in the home as possible.
Last time we were here, it was a couple of months ago. How far away are we from finishing this place?
We're about 5.5, 6 weeks away tops. We're just looking at final electrical, final plumbing, tap out, and putting granite countertops on after this week.
And then it's going to be all done.
All done. We can come back for a recap and check it out.
We'll do that. Aaron Chandler Construction with a midpoint update. Here at Two Men and a Truck with Joel Dowley and Truckee, who just loves to dance. But we're talking about packing here, Joel.
Well, and as I like to say, packing is the opposite of dancing.
How's that?
Well, in dancing, you want movement and touching. In packing, we want no movement, and if there is movement, we want to make sure there's no touching.
So what do you tell your customers? What needs to be professionally packed?
Well, first of all, you need everything that will fit. This is a medium-sized box. As a general rule, if it will fit into that box, it needs to be packed by someone, either by the customer or by the mover, before the movers come to actually move the things.
Right.
Now, it's a decision that the customers can make. Some like to pack their own things. Some like to hire a professional to do it all. It's also a choice to be able to have have your mover do some of it and have you do some of your own.
But someone's going to be responsible. If you have some Tupperware or something and toss into a box as a homeowner, that's okay. But if it's mom's china.
Well, that's important, and there is a greater responsibility for the mover if there's a damage, if it's been packed by the mover as opposed to a box packed by the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that's important is making sure you're using the right supplies. Sturdy boxes with a lid that will close. We have packing paper, bubble wrap. Any of those are okay as long as you make sure that the things in it are being packed so that they don't move, and if they do move, they don't touch.
No dancing in the pack.
Don't let your dishes dance.
Joel Dowley, Two Men in a Truck. Good advice about packing.
Close Closed captioning is brought to you by the Kravis Center for the Performing Arts.
At Ibis Golf and Country Club, you can have it all while living in the heart of a lush oasis. Here you'll discover a vibrant lifestyle, including an all-new sports village, fitness center, and luxurious spa. We're the only community in the world to boast 3 Nicholas family-designed golf courses. But what really sets us apart are our members.
Ibis, the place everyone wants to come home to.
We are in Boynton Beach at the Estates of Silver Lake. I'm here with community expert and realtor Bob Garrison. Bob, what a community this is.
Thank you, Kurt. We're on one of the most beautiful roads in Palm Beach County, Golf Road, which we share with the Village of Golf, Delray Dunes, and Quail Ridge, all large golf communities. We're a smaller, independent community. We don't have golf, but we do share many of the amenities that the other communities have, including pool, 3 brand new surface tennis courts, and a new refurbished clubhouse.
Now, the Estates of Silver Lake are at one end, and then you have a much higher end of it, too.
Yes, we do. We have in Silver Lake, the prices of houses run from $250,000 up to $350,000, where our neighbors start at over $350,000 and go up into several million.
And it's all along Gulf Road here, and very affordable.
Very affordable. Very low. We have very low maintenance. Maintenance is only $207 a month. And of course, we don't have the golf course to pay for.
Tell me about the history of this area. When did it start?
This Golf Road was basically built out in the early 80s. All of these units here were built between 1980 and 84. They're different than the other communities other than golf, the fact that they're a little bit smaller. They run from 1,800 square feet for the 2-bedroom, 2-bath to up to as much as 2,700 square feet for the 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
And it's plenty of availability of homes for sale, so if you don't find what you want today, there's something tomorrow.
There'll always be something up tomorrow, but inventory is always limited because it is a community where people look, and many of the people living here bought because their neighbors, relatives, friends already live here.
Bob Garrison, thank you. You know, there are 1,000 communities from Vero Beach to Boca Raton, and you can find the perfect community for you, like the Estates of Silver Lake, on our website, Southflhomesandlifestyles.com. If you're like me, when you open up your utility bill every month, you go, we gotta save money here. Oh, here's a guy who can tell us how to save money. Scott Rank. He's the Senior Energy Specialist at Florida Public Utilities Company. Scott, if we have an older home, how do we save money on our utilities?
Well, there's a couple of basic things that it's almost like going back to the fundamentals. You know, if you're able and have easy access to your attic, you may want to take a peek in there at the insulation that's laying on your ceiling. And basically, you can measure the depth of that and multiply it times 3 to find out kind of how much insulation you have, the way they rate it. You may look at your ductwork, see if there's like a beige colored paint around all the joints to see if the ducts were sealed.
And you mean the ducts may not be sealed?
Yeah, the average existing home, the ducts leak about 25%. So you're blowing 25% of your cooling dollars into the attic. Pretty major.
Any other savings?
There's other things you can do, like upgrading some of the equipment as it fails. In Florida, of course, our biggest utility cost is air conditioning. I wouldn't change out the air conditioning till it dies, but when it does, I would upgrade it to a more efficient model. Same with water heating. If you have natural gas available and go to a natural gas tankless model, you can improve the efficiency of your home quite a bit that way.
Florida Public Utilities, of course, a big provider of natural gas.
Yeah, we are the local distribution company here in this market. We also provide pretty significant conservation rebates when you either convert to natural gas or upgrade your natural gas equipment.
And you can find out more about that by going to our website, Southflhomesandlifestyles.com. Scott Rank of Florida Public Utilities, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm here at Person Hall at Kravis Center in West Palm Beach, and I'm with Tracy Butler. You are the Director of Education at the Kravis Center.
Yes, I am, and I've been here for 15 years and really am so thankful to be here working at the center. We're a nonprofit organization, and our main pillar is about education and providing comprehensive arts education for our community. 2
million school children have been through educational programs here at the Kravis Center.
Yes, we're very proud of that figure, and we also provide transportation for students to get here for field experiences, and every year we spend about $100,000 on that transportation, so it's a significant contribution to make sure those experiences take place.
These are not taxpayer dollars.
No, these are privately funded. A lot of our monies that go into our operations are private and foundation funding. We have a little bit of state funding and as well as corporate sponsorships and those kinds of things.
Now, as part of the activities here, you're meeting educational objectives every time the school children come in the door.
Yes, they are coming in for an experience that is helping to support what the teachers in the classroom are teaching. So they're engaged in an artistic way, and they're also engaged in sort of an educational, academic way.
Mm-hmm. Such as?
Such as if they were to come here to see a show like Apollo to the Moon that we had earlier this year in our Dreyfus Hall. It was all about the Apollo program and our NASA and one man's sort of journey to become an astronaut. And that particular production really helped to reinforce the earth sciences and astronomy that students are learning in middle school.
And teachers also get an education here as well.
They do. We do offer professional development for teachers through the arts. So we're using arts strategies to teach other subject areas, other academic subject areas. So they're here for Saturday workshops. We also have what we call sort of arts coaching or demonstration teaching in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. So the children and the teachers are both benefiting from the programs at the Kravis Center.
Yes, and parents. So we do have homeschoolers that come and also private school students. We have a family fair series that parents are welcome to bring their children.
What are the kinds of performances or lectures that the children will see here?
They will see all kinds of theatrical, dance, music performances during the year that are specifically tied to curriculum that they are studying in the classroom. So it's a wonderful experience that is supported by study guides that help prepare students to come to see shows. We have a Lunch and Learn series for adults. We also have a program called the DeGeorge Academy, where we have students that come here and study dance, vocal music, and theater on Saturdays during the year. They receive private coaching for students at our neighborhood Title I schools. So that's a great program. And we have a summer program coming up called the Broadway Artist Intensive, which is for middle school and high school students, freshmen in college as well. It's an audition program, and it's for those students who want to follow a career path in the musical theater.
75,000 students just this year coming through the doors of the Kravis Center. So you may not have come to a performance here, but your child may have. Tracy Butler, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now I'm joined by the Juris Doctor, he knows the stethoscope, Jim Chiaffi, well-known attorney.
Nice
Jim,
to see you, Kurt.
Thanks for being here. Let's talk about some real estate scams that you've seen lately. You see them all.
Oh, unfortunately, an Orlando attorney recently had a real estate closing. He gave the seller a check. She left the office, came back 5 minutes later, said, "I'm sorry, I changed my mind. Would you please wire me the funds?"
Okay.
So he said, "Okay, I'll be happy to accommodate you." Took back the check, wired her the funds, and then 2 weeks later he realized that she had taken a photo with her phone. Many of the banks, you can deposit a check by just taking a photograph, not bringing the check to the bank. She had taken the check photo, deposited it that way, and then he wire transferred it. So he was out that money.
She got paid twice.
She got paid twice.
And it was all with a free app. What other kind of ways can you be scammed through a bank transfer?
Well, I'd like the public to be aware that there are two types of transfers. You can contact your bank to wire transfer funds to an account, or you can actually debit your account through the automatic clearinghouse, where those funds are taken from your account, you tell them to just transfer it to another account. If they do it through an automatic clearinghouse, they actually have the right to withdraw those funds at a later date. So in my particular instance, the funds were sent to my account through an automatic clearinghouse transfer. They were deposited into my trust account at my office, but then a few days later, the person withdrew them without my knowledge. So luckily, my bank alerted me to that fact, but the average person who might be involved in a transaction would not be alerted or might not find out about that and think that they still have those funds in their account.
An automatic clearinghouse is like an open pipe between two accounts, and they
Yes.
can go this way and it can go back.
Very frightening.
Mm-hmm. You told me earlier about a publisher's clearinghouse scam.
Yes.
I know it's not real estate, but I love this.
A lot of people are preying on our seniors in our community, and unfortunately this woman, that client of mine, received this phone call, and they said, your husband has won the sweepstakes. Would you like the prize patrol to come to the house, or would you like to come down to Miami and retrieve the check? And she didn't really want to go through the prize patrol, so she said, we'll come to Miami and retrieve the check. Well, the person on the phone said, well, send us the $250 processing fee, and we'll be happy for you to come to Miami and pick up your check.
Mm-hmm.
So she called me, and I said, they've never done that with a $250 processing fee, so don't pay it. They even had a person call and say it was the attorney for the sweepstakes, verifying that that was their procedure.
Oh, so the attorney called and said it was okay.
But luckily she didn't send the money, and we knew it was a scam, so we saved her that $250. But they prey on seniors, because a lot of people would be unsuspecting and pay the $250.
So the take-home lesson here, folks, call an attorney.
Yes.
And find out what's happening, really? Jim Chiaffi, Juris Doctor. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Much more coming up. Stay right here.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
We are here at a spectacular site on the Intracoastal Waterway in West Palm Beach with a spectacular swimming pool created by this guy, Larry Rowe of LB Rowe Pools. There was a pool here before, Larry.
Yes, there was, Kurt. Homeowner recently purchased this property, and the pool was going sideways, and they obviously wanted to take advantage of this infinity edge, and so we tore out the old pool and put in a new one for them.
What other features are there in this pool?
Obviously, it's got LED lights, heating, automation, the newest pumps and filters and heaters, which pretty much go with all the pools now.
When you talk about automation, you talk about remote control.
Yes, basically push button from inside the house or from their iPhone or Android, whatever they have. It can work from on the road or here at the house.
Now, when you're pricing out a renovated pool, is it the same as renovating your house, just a little bit extra?
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of these pools, it's easier to tear the whole pool out than to renovate them. If you want to change or add benches or the equipment, the drains sometimes have to be changed now. So a lot of times it's easier just to tear out the whole pool, and maybe as little as $10,000 more to do that.
And you took advantage of the site here.
Yes, absolutely. When you have a view like here on the Intercoastal in West Palm Beach, you got to show off the water. And I know when you walked in the backyard, you went like, wow. So it's definitely got that factor here. It's a great clean look. And the client here, they picked out some nice stuff. It looks really nice.
LED lighting is important now.
Yeah, it is. And it's just that you can run 5 or 10 lights for the price of what you could run one light before. It's just crazy not to take advantage of it.
So if you're thinking about renovating the pool, what are you thinking about? What sort of factors?
Obviously the look. A lot of people like to change the old deck to the new. But doing that, you have to upgrade the pumps, the plumbing. So there's some costs incurred in that. But overall, it's mainly the look.
It is spectacular, Larry Rowe. This is a great place. The U.S. and Canada, best of friends, but even in the best of friendships, things can get complicated. And that's where Keats Conley comes in, enhancing your cross-border lifestyle. Marie Sardano is a cross-border planner at Keats Conley. And in a series of books that Keats Conley has published, this one called The Border Guide, now in its 10th edition, you talk about the swinging doors. How did it affect you?
Well, basically, in 1986, I became I got a green card through my parents. So I came to live in the States, and in 1992, I became a U.S. citizen. In 95, it allowed me to go back to Canada, and 18 years later, I was able to return to the U.S. and come to live to sunny Florida. So the swinging doors allow you, being a U.S. citizen and a Canadian citizen, having dual citizenship, you're able to go from one country to another.
But what about snowbirds who don't become U.S. citizens?
Well, kind of the same principle applies to these snowbirds, except that they remain as Canadian residents. When they cross the border, they come down for the winter. They come down to spend maybe 4 or 5, sometimes 6 months. As long as they maintain their limit within 182 days in the U.S., there'll be no problem. Then they get to enjoy both sides of the border.
How did Keats Connolly help you?
Well, it's been very difficult in Canada to find the proper advice. You know, when I was seeking help on my behalf, because as an American citizen, you have to file tax returns in the U.S., and nobody was able to give me the right answer. So a few years ago, I got to read this book, The Border Guide, that was from Keats Connolly. And through that, I was able to find my answers, basically. So I hired their services to help me sort out my situation. And a few years later, here I am. They offered me a position, and I came to work for Keats Connolly.
You are a chartered financial consultant and a cross-border planner.
Correct.
What happened when you move your furniture and your personal belongings across the border? Are you paying sales tax on those things?
No, no, no. That was pretty easy. It's completely free entry. You know, you just have to complete this form 3299. It's a declaration of free entry of unaccompanied articles, because that comes along with the movers. And as long as you provide them with an inventory, you know, you have to provide them with an inventory of all your boxes, and provide them with a copy of your passport and your U.S. residency, and proof of U.S. residency if that's the case, if it's applicable. Then there's no problem. You just get your stuff down, and it's very easy, very simple.
But from personal experience, you can say it helps to get good advice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I was not being very well advised in the past, you know, definitely.
And that's where Keats Connolly comes in. That's where this book, The Border Guide, comes in. You can find out more on our website, South Florida Homes and Lifestyles, finding out more about Keats Connolly, enhancing your cross-border lifestyle. Marie Sardano, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Are you tired of paying rent? Well, maybe now is the time to get into the housing market, because mortgage rates are still incredibly low. And to talk about that, here's Janine Henry on a Group 1 mortgage. Still historically low mortgage rates. It's wonderful.
We say it over and over again, Kurt. Rates are low. Rates have been low. Rates appear to be staying low. Now is a great time to buy.
And that increases a home buyer's buying power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And home prices, while we're starting to see movement in the marketplace, they're not out of control. It's a fantastic time to be a home buyer.
Mm-hmm. And because so many people look at the price of a house and say, I can't afford it, but if you look at the payment is affordable.
It really is. Oftentimes you can live in a better home with a mortgage payment than you can with the same rental payment.
How do mortgage rates differ depending on how much money you're putting down these days?
Well, you know, it's all about risk aversion for the lenders. Mm-hmm. So, you know, 25% down yields a better rate than 10% down, 30% better still. And of course, good credit scores really help also.
What about those home buyers, would-be home buyers who were shut out of the mortgage market a couple years ago? Have some of the lenders eased up these days and made mortgages more available?
Truly, they have. We are now seeing FHA lenders, and that's a government-insured loan, start to offer credit to borrowers with lower credit scores. A lot is left up to the underwriter's discretion. So maybe if you have a good debt-to-income ratio, the file has lots of merits, but maybe you haven't been you got yourself into trouble and haven't been a credit junkie, you've been a little bit more cautious coming out, so your scores haven't escalated, you know, there's a good chance that you can get a loan if an underwriter sees merit in your file.
So when they come to you, what kind of papers should they bring in to prove that their credit score is decent?
We're going to want to look at all of their income and asset documentation, you know, tax returns, W-2s, most recent pay stubs. We're going to want to see that you have money in the bank for your down payment, closing costs, etc. But as far as the credit goes, coming in and telling me that, you know, you bought a car 2 weeks ago and your credit score was this isn't really going to be the snapshot that I need. We're going to want to pull your credit ourselves and really work around what's real with a mortgage underwriting formulary behind it.
So go in there and give them what you got, and because mortgages are more available now.
Yes.
Janine Henry on Group 1 Mortgage, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Kurt.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
At Ibis Golf and Country Club, you can have it all while living in the heart of a lush oasis. Here you'll discover a vibrant lifestyle, including an all-new sports village, fitness center, and luxurious spa. We're the only community in the world to boast 3 Nicholas family-designed golf courses. But what really sets us apart are our members.
Ibis, the place everyone wants to come home to.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Southflhomesandlifestyles.com, a great way to search and find area communities based on lifestyles, amenities, and more. Log on today.
So there you are. But before we go, a reminder. Be sure to log on to our website, Southflhomesandlifestyles.com, where you'll find some really cool search tools designed to help you find the perfect place to live, plus relocation information, things to do, places to go, expert advice, and more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kurt Fonger. Have a good week.